Are you ready to talk about some really pretty books? So this pile of really pretty books that I'm about to show you was a bit difficult for me to compile because what makes a pretty book? I don't know. I had a bit of a crisis as I was looking through my bookshelves. I didn't know whether to put in ebooks. I didn't know whether to put in whole series or just a book out of that series. It was a bit of a struggle, but I got there. So here are some of the prettiest books that I have on my bookshelves. First one, we are going to start off with a special edition, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And it's hardcover, as you can obviously tell. There's nothing too spectacular about the dust cover jackets other than it's a bit shimmery, but what is really gorgeous is this, the foiling on the naked hardcover. We got the little swallow or the bird, and then we got this that says I remember you, and foiling, and it is gorgeous. We also have these on the front and back, and it is just absolutely stunning. I love it. If you don't know what it's about, it follows Addie LaRue. She makes a deal with the devil to live forever, and that has consequences because she is forgotten by everyone. I have read this book. It is good. It is really good. I do think I need to reread it because I was reading this book in like the hype stage and I just didn't get that hype, unfortunately, but it's still a really good book. I did give it 4 stars. And you would think the blue would be really an unappealing color, but it really isn't. Like at first when I saw this book, I was like, no way is that blue. I wasn't sure how the blue color would look like because the blue cover that I saw online was different, but it is much better seeing it in person. I do have a whole series that is the Nevernight Chronicles by Jay Kristoff. We got the first one, Nevernight obviously. Then we have God's Grave. Then we have Dark Dawn, which is the last one. It is hardcover. I don't know if you can tell. Oh yes, you can. Mr. Kindly on the naked hardcover. I'm usually nervous about buying hardcovers online because I just don't know if I will get the pretty ones or if I will just get like a basic one. And also Mr. Kindly's bottom, tail and bottom at the end, kind of, oh my gosh, okay. So the actual graphic design is imprinted on the hardcover. That's interesting. The thing I love about this series, look, I love the graphics of this series. I love the design. I love the colors of the moon. They are stunning. And if you don't know what it's about Mia Corvia, and she saw her mother. No, she saw her father die when she was a kid. I think she was only 10 years old. And she vows to take revenge. She goes, like 6 years later, she is being raised in the shadows. She goes to the Red Church. And the Red Church is an assassin school. And she vows to take revenge on the people that have murdered her family, pretty much. Not only her father, but her family. I forgot about the mother too. And also, oh, actually, no, I'm not going to say that because that's a bit spoilery. Then we have another one that I don't think a lot of people have really talked about anywhere that I've seen. The Circus of Wonders. I love, like anything with gold foiling I think you can tell I'm going to love. And just the green. The green is really, really pretty. I believe it's kind of like a historical fiction kind of thing. I think Nell has this kind of, has these birthmarks that means she has leopard skin. If you know the kind of skin I'm talking about, I think you do. It's kind of like the pigmentation, how like some parts of your skin are darker than others. It kind of makes like a leopard print. Nellie's father has sold her to this Circus of Wonders. I think what the Circus of Wonders is, if you've seen the, oh my god, what season? The circus season of American Horror Story, where there's like a lot of different unique kind of people in that circus, not with the killing, I hope not with the killing, but just with the people in the circus that are unique, that are kind of, that make people rich, that kind of thing. I believe that's what it's about. And I think there is a romance between 2 people, obviously the female main character and one of the male main characters that we're going to see. Enter Toby, who has a terrible past and the terrible secrets that binds him to his brother. Okay, I have a sci-fi book, and normally with sci-fi books you wouldn't think that they're pretty. This one, The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. Look at this cover. stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. There's nothing. Oh yes, there is. Oh my gosh. End pages. You gonna focus? End pages have that design, and the same on the other side, on the back. That is really, really pretty. There's two sisters. One of them has woken up on a shore of an abandoned island. She doesn't know how she got there. She lives in a shack with an aging android and a single memory that she has a sister. Now she has to go find her sister. But I think it's like a environmental sci-fi kind of thing, where obviously with rising waters, with rising sea levels, you have to find somewhere to live, you know. And there are these like eco cities floating above Earth, and Earth has been decimated by natural disasters. C has to find Casey, and they are the sisters. It also says, if you loved We Were Liars or Black Mirror, you'll love The Ones We're Meant to Find, a clever inspirational thriller. We'll see about that. I actually had a flick through the book, right, and it does, like, the chapters are pretty short, so I should be able to fly through it pretty quickly. But anything with like a graphic design like that, I'm usually not the biggest fan of people like faces on book covers, but this one's an exception because this one is just stunning. We then have Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Like, look at the pretty design. It's just like a normal graphic design. Does it look animated? It looks more graphic to me, if I'm being honest. So Agnieszka loves her village. There is this dragon that comes once every so often to take a woman, and Agnieszka is one of those women, and it follows her story with the dragon. And I actually really enjoyed this one. I've heard Spinning Silver is a lot better, but I just really like this one. I thought it was quite good. What do you want? And the last book, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. The orange is so eye-popping. If you can hear a dog barking, I apologize. The orange lettering on this white background with a little deer on the front. Very striking to me. So it follows a pandemic that pretty much wipes out most of humanity, and there are people who are in this Shakespeare traveling theater. Yeah, it's a traveling theater, and they perform Shakespeare to these countries. Not these countries, they're kind of like little districts, settlements. There we go, to these settlements to give them entertainment. Like, I loved this book, and the deer is like a really good, it's like nature taking back, you know what I mean? So I really love that because it's nature taking back what is rightfully hers. And this was just a really, really good book. Loved it a lot. I do want to reread it because it's been quite a while since I've read it. I'm not going to attempt to live those books because just doing the thumbnail, it was really difficult, but as you can tell, there's a bit of a theme. I do like some of the animated covers, like with The Ones We're Meant to Find. It has a bit of an animated cover on it, but I think we can all agree that I really like a simple yet bold graphic design on a cover. It's really eye-catching. It really draws your attention. It makes you want to read the book like pretty much straight away. And I think colors play an important role, like especially like with the orange on the white cover and the colors of the sun and just the white. Actually, I do have quite a few white books, don't I? Foiling, I have quite a few books that have foiling. I love foiling. It's like I'm like a moth to a flame. It's just pretty. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what are some of the pretty books that you have on your bookshelves, and I will see you later in the next video. Now it's time to get reading.